Hi, this is TapCat. Welcome to the first installment of this series where we'll be playing a new game called Reus. Up to this point, I've played nothing but the tutorials. And this way you can see what the game is like at the start before you've unlocked any new abilities. It'll also give you a chance to see what it's like to go through the learning curve, because I am certainly a long way from mastering even the material covered in the tutorials. And we see they're giving us some ideas about some achievements we can unlock. Quite honestly, this is not a huge goal for me at this point in time, but perhaps finishing with 100 prosperity in a village is not completely outside of our reach. We'll see what happens. And we will kick things off with the crab and create an ocean. We will select the forest giant and create a forest. I do not have a real strategy here. I really am just trying to start things off and see what happens. Okay. And since we started with the forest giant, we'll go ahead and throw some fruit down. You can see we have fruit plants. We can upgrade the plant with leaf aspect. And there's a fertility boost. Okay, I don't really understand what that is, but that's okay. So we have got our first settlement, and it's not impressive, but nonetheless it is ours. They could probably use some more food. He's not able to do anything, but oh, I see, we have a challenge. Well, rather than do our own thing, we'll look at the challenge. So basically what they want is a lot of food. Alright, fair enough. Alright, so we're going to pause the game. And what we'll do is stick to the swamp giant and go ahead and ask him to create a swamp. If I remember correctly, I believe the swamp giant is capable of planting herbs that we can then transmute. Or we'll upgrade and then transmute. We will see how this works. We're going to try planting herbs next to the blueberries. Alright, we got a nice surge of food out of the blueberries there. I actually didn't expect that, to be quite honest. So I believe, let me check this challenge. We need food and use to get up to 30. Our food meter is coming up here pretty quick. Alright, so we want to go ahead and create a swamp, and we're going to do that over here. Alright, Forest Ambassador has appeared. We are going to go ahead and select this ambassador for the forest giant, which now unlocks fruit aspect. We had leaf aspect, now we have fruit aspect. So where this one adds technology, this one adds food. And we now have our swamp. So what we're going to go ahead and do is try to make this swamp enticing for that nomad that we were told is wandering around. Hopefully that'll do its thing here pretty quickly. Advanced minerals and herb plants. Well, I'm happy to do that. So that would suggest we bring the stone giant over here, and we'll throw some minerals down. What the heck? Oh, I see. Can I stop? I'm too slow. So I was supposed to do advanced minerals, and I realized I just did precious minerals. Let me see. I probably... Oh, no, maybe I can. Yes. Okay, good. We have a challenge here. So there's a symbiosis. If we can get... Yeah, we want tech to go up. So what we're going to do, I actually haven't tried this before. I'm going to try building this on the border. I guess I have done that, but what I didn't realize is I was thinking this was just outside the village, but in reality you have to go here. And I don't know if symbiosis works when you do that. If you go outside the borders. There's a lot of things I haven't tried yet. For the challenge, we were supposed to get technology up over 15, which we've already done, and we need food in use to hit 15. And clearly, we are not remotely close to that. Now, one thing I notice is see how this is the border, but the swamp doesn't even come out that far. So that is definitely an issue. I'm going to go ahead and pause the game for a moment. I think the first thing that we want to do is we want to bring the crab over here. And I'm going to give it just a little bit of room. I believe, I'm not positive, that the town can grow. So I want it to have a few tiles to move out. And if I'm wrong, then oh well, this game will not be optimum. I think I kind of knew that already. So when I unpause it, the crab giant will come over here and start working on food. Now, in the meantime, maybe I bring the forest giant over and start planting food here. Alright, let's unpause and let them go to work. Definitely a little slow watching these guys march when they have any distance to go. Okay, now let's set this up to create swamp, and that's fine. Hopefully this doesn't obliterate everything that's already here. I don't think it will. Alright, perfect. And so, it's amazing how quickly I forget what I did. So over here I planted blueberries, and I ended up with dandelions. Yeah, alright. So I want to say, yeah, I remember now. I planted herbs first. So it's peppermint, and then we are going to do leaf aspect, I think. Nope, that didn't do it. Rather than try to recreate the dandelions, we are going to put animals here because that should also work to boost food production. Yes, it did. And now, if I'm not mistaken, we will in fact meet this criteria pretty quickly. Yeah, it's climbing. So let's go over here and see what these guys need. I believe they have a new challenge. So they want at least 4 plants, and food in use has to be 125. You're kidding me. That seems like a lot. That seems like a lot. Alright, so we're going to bring the forest giant over, but apparently I also need to bring the crab over. Alright, we'll make our ocean here. I don't want to make the forest super huge. Now, again, I really don't know what is the efficient way to do things or the good way to do things. It's really a struggle for me at this point, just figuring out the basic tools that you're given. Oh, wrong thing. Alright, that's fine. So the first thing we need to do now is figure out how to make a lot of food. We're at 45 and we need 125. I mean, that seems just insanely high. And these blueberries alternating with dandelions, that doesn't seem like it's going to get the job done. I mean, the dandelions give you no food, and this is only 15 per. So we need something that's going to give us a lot. And you know, so far, I don't really see anything that's going to do that. Well, let's do this. Let's unpause, and we're going to upgrade the blueberry with fruit aspect. Actually, I guess I upgraded the dandelion with fruit aspect. Well, it's 3 more food. It's not a lot. We can do this as well. That was more, which is good. Alright, apple trees give a lot of food if they're close to animals. So let's transmute this into apple trees. Wow, I lost a lot. Alright, let's hope that we can remedy that. I'm going to put animals next to these apple trees. And I hope when they say a lot that they mean a lot. Remember that you can transmute sources by upgrading them The blueberry can transmute in a strawberry with a leaf aspect. Okay. Alright, well, we're back at 20, which, you know, that's where I was before I did this, so I'm not sure I really consider that a huge thing. But, you know, oh, what the heck, we got 20, so we still are nowhere near enough. Now, I can have the forest giant drop another fruit plant. And we're going to go ahead and do fruit aspect again. And transmute to an apple tree. Alright. So now, thanks to the animals being here, we have a pair of tiles, or whatever these things are called. It's not a tile, I have forgotten the correct name for it, but a pair of slots producing 20 each. So our max is up to 110 and the challenge is for 125. I'm going to go ahead and pause it again. I don't want to run out of time. It looks like the we have another ambassador. What does she give the swamp giant? Alright. I have no idea really which one should get her, so we're just going to go ahead and give her to the swamp giant. And let's take a quick look. His toxic aspect, it adds tech. Exotic animals provide wealth. So I'm not really seeing anything in his abilities that are going to help us. Minerals, yeah. So it seems like the things that we're getting from the forest giant and the crab are kind of our mainstays as far as promoting food. And I think we've done everything on this side of the village that we can. I wonder if I should wipe out these dandelions, but what would I put next to them? I could just do more fruit. He won't be bordering an animal, but that's not really the end of the world. Wow, that's pretty good. And that's just for the stupid blueberry? Really? Jeez. So that's interesting. I got a buff all the way around through here. So there's obviously a synergy at work there that I didn't even pick up on. I just really lucked into it. So that's pretty sweet. We're up to 139 now. And I'm not going to transmute this because he's not going to be close to an animal. But, alright, so we'll come over here. And I don't see any reason not to do something similar here. Looks like one of your villages is getting quite greedy. Alright, so we need awe. That is wonderful. I am lucky right now if I can figure out how to get food. The last thing I need is for these guys to get greedy on me. We are going to go ahead and have him put animals here. And while he does that, well, we have to wait for this cooldown, but we're going to go ahead and do more plants, more fruit. give it fruit aspect. We are going to transmute and transmute. Yeah, we're just about out of time here. Wow, that's rough. So we're at 181. All we need is time. We just need this to get up over 145. So what I probably needed to do is keep it paused more, and I just didn't. We do not have a project over here. Alright, the forest ambassador has appeared. So does that mean the project worked? The project... Oh, that's very strange. So the plantation has been completed. The thing that's weird is I thought we were supposed to get up to 145. Well, whatever. So now we have Warcliffe is attacking Highborough. There's a new challenge. Yeah, and that's fine. So we have to figure out who gets this ambassador. Let me see if the crab can use her for something. She will allow him to upgrade a mineral with a crystal aspect that'll add wealth and awe. Well, since we need awe, that sounds fine to me. So let's go ahead and pick her up. Actually, I'm curious, how are we doing? We have 218 prosperity. And what about this village? Well, I guess the 218 is combined score. So we don't really know what it is. If I remember right, it's the combined total of this. That's funny. So this one literally, it has no tech and no wealth. It's just all food. All right, so that one has a good prosperity score. This one, not as good. So if I wanted to unlock that achievement, I am currently not going to do that. All right. As I remember, this guy was going to gain the ability to, right, he can upgrade a mineral so that it gets awe. You know, the problem is I don't even know which one of these stupid villages. This one's getting greedy. I'm sure that's the one. It's so much more prosperous. Yeah, these poor guys. They have nothing. And the problem is, do I have any undeveloped tile? This one. That's fine. We haven't been using the rock giant. Let's go ahead and use this. And we'll have him upgrade it to at least put a little bit of awe there. And then at the same time, let's take a look. Yeah, we'll bring the forest giant over here. And we'll have him throw some fruit down. This is only a 30-minute game. I think we're a good 20. Yeah, I was just about to say 20 minutes. I was almost dead on. So we have about 10 minutes of game time. I have been pausing because I am definitely slow figuring this stuff out. Alright, we're going to put fruit aspect on that. And I think what we're going to do is we'll have him put some animals down. Oh, that's interesting. So I forgot to take something into account. I started to use the exact same trick that I did in the forest, but it doesn't work. When the forest giant puts something down in the swamp, you know, instead of blueberries or whatever it is, now these are elderberries, and they have different symbiosis and different transmutations. So I should have taken that into account. I don't need animals. What I need are minerals. So I guess basically I need this guy to finish what he was doing. And did I already? Yes. So that's fine. We're going to pick him, and we want him to lay down. Does it matter if it's precious or advanced? Not as far as I know. So we'll have him do that. And then we want the crab to use crystal aspect on the mineral that he just put down. And we'll give this town at least a little bit of awe. I don't know if it'll help. So that's interesting. I don't see awe. I see tech and wealth. Because I was supposed to use Aurora. Oh no, it says upgrades mineral with a crystal aspect. Adds wealth and awe. But it didn't. That is odd. I am a little surprised about that. And it is lesser crystal aspect, +1 wealth, +1 awe. But that is not awe. Okay, well, I don't understand that. So we have this now. I should be able to transmute. Yep, and wow, that really popped. But I can't pick this one. Let's see. Did I not give it the fruit aspect? Maybe I didn't. Alright, now we transmute it. So we've added a lot of food. So there's no real reason. I didn't have a need to add food here. I just wanted to get their prosperity score up. I mean, we might as well try to unlock whatever we can on this playthrough. Alright, we have 8 minutes of time left. How am I doing? Yeah, they're still really greedy. Of course they are, because we have no awe yet. So, interesting question here. Now that I planted all this food and I made it a very high concentration, I mean, they have 181 food they can use. But I did that specifically to get the plantation project completed. Now that it is completed, you know, do I care about keeping these apple trees, or should I just focus on doing something to make these guys feel awe of the planet and the giants and all that, and not openly rebel? And it doesn't seem like there's a lot of things that do that. This crystal aspect is supposed to, but for whatever reason it didn't work for me. The stone giant actually does have an ability, but I need a swamp ambassador to unlock it. Yeah, and he doesn't. So there doesn't seem to be a lot of ways to do this. So looking at this right now, we have a tile with stone, and one of the in fact the only transmutation that I can do at the moment is to change it to salt, and that can be used for awe, food, wealth, and tech. So I think it's interesting the way they word that it can be used. We're going to try it. +5 awe for each animal nest next to it. Okay. Interesting that they say animal nest as opposed to just animals. We're going to see. Oh, actually, wait. Can he do this? Domestic animals. Yeah, see, this is what I'm wondering. When they say nest, does that mean it needs to be a wild animal? Or just any animal is fine? Well, I'm going to use the exotic animals. It probably doesn't matter, but All right. So we have stoats, which is fine. But once again, I still have no awe. 10 for the use. This is just so strange. +5 awe for each animal nest next to it. And then, that is so odd. Oh, wait. So this says there is awe. It doesn't show down here, but it shows up here. But I'm still only get credit for 1. So apparently awe and nature do not show up on these icons down here. That is good to know. Okay, so I don't really know what to do at this point. I'm not getting credit for a nest, an animal nest being here, because this should say 6 awe, and it only says 1. And I'm sure 1 is not enough to affect, yeah, and this is still the same. So with only 6 minutes left in this game, I guess it may not matter, but it is kind of frustrating that I can't affect it in the way that you'd think it would. And it looks like one of them is now attacking the other. Which one is this? Highborough. So they're the ones who are being attacked. Right, that makes sense, because these are the greedy SOBs. Jeez. So I guess we have a few things we could do here. I mean, let's do this. Yeah, we're going to throw a big old muck bomb at them, because these guys need to get under control here. Apparently it's not that effective, huh? I'm kind of curious to see if they just march into the ocean or what. Ah. They are apparently a Viking race going to sail across the sea to rape and pillage their peace-loving swamp brethren. That's not very nice. Oh God. So there was this university challenge, which I've been completely ignoring. And the irony is I'm actually not far from completing it. I only need 4 more food. And 5 wealth, 10 technology. I have 5 minutes of game time left, and then this whole place is going to be destroyed anyway. Alright, is there any way to do this? Let's see. So this has already been transmuted and upgraded and just about everything that a person can do. We need a little bit of food. We need wealth. So I think the mineral is probably better for wealth, right? Yeah. So let's do that. So we have minerals here. Shelter plus 10 wealth if next to an animal nest. Again with the animal nest. Well, God only knows whether this is going to do it. So the last time I needed an animal nest, I used the swamp giant. Let's do the opposite this time. Oh. So we're going to put domestic animals near the agate. In all honesty, I don't really care whether we get this challenge or not. As much as anything, this particular game is just me trying to learn. All right, well, it did indeed pick up wealth. And having done that now, yeah, we can't transmute with a lesser noble aspect or better. So part of mastering this game is clearly just memorizing the names of all this crap that they give you. Okay, so these are all abilities that the Stone Giant has, but we need ambassadors to unlock, and we didn't use them. Fair enough. We also need more tack, so we can upgrade a plant. Let's go ahead and throw fruit here. And who had... Here it is, toxic aspect. All right. We're down to just 4 minutes of time, and boy, here comes trouble. I wonder if I destroyed their village, if that would stop them. Wow, this sucks. We're so close here. And these idiots are going to kill everybody. Where did they go? Oh, that's interesting. So they don't actually kill them all. They attack and stir things up. We will go ahead and give the rock giant this one. We haven't done anything for him. And it looks like we did get the university, even though we let that sit for way too long. Now, obviously, I did not build a desert at all. I just did a swamp and a forest. This game is pretty interesting. So there's just a lot going on and a lot of things that interact with each other. And as I'm sure will be obvious to anyone who watches even a few minutes of this, I am so far from having that down. It's just ridiculous. I assume that with a little bit of repetition, one does get more practiced. You start to remember, you know, that this one has growth aspect or herd aspect or whatever, and what those things do. What the different symbioses and transmutations are like. But right now, it's just totally overwhelming. So we're coming up to the end of this playthrough. I am going to go ahead and let this finish. But yeah, I would definitely say that while I met the minimal standard that they set for me of getting 100 prosperity in each of the 2 villages, you definitely are not much of a player at this point, or at least I am not. Maybe somebody else would pick this up very quickly, but I am going to need to get some games under my belt and probably take some time to not really worry about what kind of scores I get or whether I meet the challenges, but just try different combinations of things and see what works and what doesn't. And I assume that as I do some of these achievements, it unlocks things within the game, different abilities and stuff. I know some of them they want you to only get through ambassadors, but I believe there are some things, like some transmutations, that you only get by unlocking. So what I intend to do is I will not be recording my play for a little while here. I'm going to play some games and just try to learn how to do this better. And then after I get to a certain point, I'll play again and record it, and you can see the difference. See what it's like to have somebody play who actually has at least a little bit of a clue what they're doing and has also unlocked some of these things. And I can't imagine recording a playthrough of every single game you play until you've unlocked everything. But my goal is, if I keep playing this, I will record at least several individual games as I continue to progress. And if I get to the point where I unlock everything, then certainly we'll record that as well. And we are now in the countdown, just seconds away. We will see what sort of achievements I unlock. All right, and so the giants are going to go to sleep, which is just code in the game for the game is over. Oh, that's interesting. So the time is up, but they give you this little bit of extra grace period in case there was something you needed to do. Huh, that's kind of cool. And there they go. You're getting sleepy. Sleepy. So I don't, it's funny, I should have looked at this before. I see. So this is telling me how many villages I have. These icons are not lit up. I can't do anything with them. So see, I see this. I don't really understand. Okay, so that's a project. And in our case, the projects are all completed. All right. So we did, in fact, unlock a number of achievements. Again, I don't think this is anything earth-shattering by any stretch of the imagination. Let's finish and see if anything else comes up. Nope, that's it. So, did that unlock anything? Yes, it did. Forest Tribe. Oh, well, yeah, that that's not really very meaningful. So this is just telling me I did an achievement. But what about abilities? So these are all just achievements. That's not really very interesting. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. So these sources are what's available to us, and I believe these are the ones that need to be unlocked. So if I understand this correctly, we did manage to unlock at least a handful. We can now do transmutations into pear trees, deer, papaya, white willow, and dragon fruit. And obviously there are quite a few left to go. Well, that's fine. We have time. All right, that'll do it for this time. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.